Hello again, YouTube. I'm back. And today I want to talk about something that I just started to post about on my Instagram, which is at MariahKCG. I'm Mariah, if you haven't seen me before. And I talk about all things spirituality, manifestation, energy to use practically to help you. And so this is what I was talking about today was a very practical tip, a practical thing about what's going on right now. And I felt like I was kind of like keeping it a secret, like I wasn't sharing it, but it was something that I was noticing a lot. And some of the people that I know who also channel messages and receive downloads on the regular were also receiving the same message independent of me. And it's something that has been coming through really, really strong. Something else that has been happening that I just want to mention quick is I've been seeing really crazy colors lately, like in my peripheral vision. If that's happening to you, I want to know because I want to, see if anybody else is out there or if I'm the only one. I think there's a lot of people experiencing this right now. It's literally like I see these colors that I've never really seen before in my peripheral vision. So when you like look at something like a white sheet of paper for a long time, and then you look away, you can like see the imprint. It like in your it's like kind of burned there in your retinas. That's kind of what it's like. But it's blues and purples, pinks. I don't know. It's flashes. It's really weird. If you're experiencing that a lot right now, let me know. I'd love to hear. But anyways, something else that is happening a lot right now that I'm talking about is that it's easier to manifest right now. And I'm going to share with you my top 3 tips to working with this energy and using this to your benefit. So what I mean by manifestation being easy right now is we're in this global situation that we've never been in before. That's just a fact. This is like, we're always making history, but this is definitely a piece of history. And we, are being told what to do. We're being scared on the media. Like everything is just fear. And unfortunately, a lot of people have, really soaked that in, been around it too much, been watching the news too much, and absorbed it. And unfortunately, that is just the reality. A lot of people watch the news. A lot of people don't take care of their spiritual side and nurture their spiritual selves because it's not taught to us in school. This is something that for most of the time you'll deal with something traumatic and then you come out on the other end and maybe spirituality helped you and then you move on that way. But there's a lot of people right now who are operating on the vibration of fear. So everything is vibration. I know this, you have to hear this so many times for it to click. So if it's not clicking for you, don't worry. It didn't click for a long time for me. I just kept being like, everything is vibration. What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? Until eventually it clicked for me and now I understand. Everything is a projection of your vibration. It is basically what you experience. So your vibration is your energy in motion, your emotion, essentially. And when you have certain emotions, you literally transmit like electric frequencies into the air because we're just like these crazy electric beings who are just like, holograms, whatever. But energy affects us. We can use energy to our benefit. But there's also the flip side of that. So if you are thinking all the time that you're scared and whatever, like a lot of people who watch the news right now, maybe people who their diets aren't very clean, they're not getting like a clear channel. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. I had this visual that they are just not they're not in the game anymore. So the field's opened up. Like, this is what I keep seeing. And especially if you're watching this video, if you're into these kinds of topics, then this is for you, obviously. Otherwise, you wouldn't even be here. And I saw, it was just kind of like a dark gunk energy of fear. And it just like sank to the bottom. And there's a lot of people there like in that energy at the bottom, but if you can just move up into acceptance, you go boop, 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 and then you're above it, and you're not with those, you're not in the same vibration, the same frequency that they're in, and then whatever vibration you're in determines what dimension you're in, which is why you can change your attitude and literally better things will start happening to you. And I don't know, like anybody that I've talked to that is conscious and self-aware and like takes care of themselves and something like that. I'm not saying anybody who has had this illness doesn't take care of themselves, but for the most part, any of, you know, my friends who are really conscious and they're like, yes, you know, whatever, I've just seen them flourish during these times, like really like go inward and really dig deep. I've seen people start new projects, people have the time. Like, if your mindset is like, okay, this is happening, and then it moves into what can I do with this time, you just kind of skyrocket up to a clear connection of your desires coming through. Just because there's not as many people on that same vibration anymore. A lot of people just kind of dropped and they were like too scared. And that's the whole point, is that you should not be scared. You should never be scared. And like, I wish I could take my own advice, because I get really scared sometimes and I really lose my faith. But then, you know, I have my own like not ritual, but like things that I do, which I'm going to share about, that really knock my mood back into acceptance, and then from acceptance somewhere better. So going on that, my top 3 tips to work with this energy. My first tip, this is kind of in like sequential order, like you should try step 1, step 2, step 3, kind of, but also they're tips and you can do whatever you want. But tip 1 is to clear the way. Right now, all that energetic gunk is coming up individually for each person. That's what's happening right now. We're all being faced with our shadow. And, you know, the people who have done this kind of work before, myself, like people who have been through something traumatic before and know how to take care of themselves. I'm sure most of you have some kind of practice, like taking a bath, doing things like that, where you can, you know, kind of dig deeper into what's coming up for you. I know a lot of people have had like past relationships come up for them, and like the kind of lessons that they were supposed to learn come up in order to fully clear it. Like right now, just with the energy that's hitting us, all the portals, all the planets, all reversed and stuff like that, we're really getting a chance to rewind and think, okay, you know what, I don't need to do that again. You know, if I ever have a situation like that, I know that I need to do this instead. Check, you learned your lesson. Or, you know, this pattern that you keep repeating actually comes from childhood. And honestly, if you just kind of go like, where did this come from in my childhood? You'll find it much faster, because it'll be in your childhood probably. There's lots of exercises you can do. I do have a good exercise that I did for my love program that honestly, it's amazing. I will link it below. I'm pretty sure it makes sense to be applicable to everything in that video. But basically, you're going to write down all of your limiting beliefs around whatever it is you're trying to manifest and it's kind of stuck for you. For example, if you're like COVID, quarantine, shut down, and I don't have a boo, now I want a relationship, then, I mean, this is what I talk about in the video, but you'll write down your limiting beliefs about love, like something like, oh my God, the guy I want doesn't exist, or he's too far away, something like that. And you can write down all the things that you are like me about and how it's not going to happen. And then you take that sheet, you put it beside another sheet, and then you literally will write the positive version of what you wrote. So he's probably far away from me and like not in my city, is I never know where he could be, because it's not up to me. You never know where you're going to meet that person. And then burn the first one. So step 1, write down your limiting beliefs. Step 2, write the positive version. And then step 3, burn it, like, or like rip it, something like goodbye, because it feels awesome. Personally, I love to burn stuff, especially like that. Yeah, so that's a really important part, because a lot of that stuff is coming up for people lately. A lot of the lessons are kind of like, hey, you can't forget about me because I'm going to be here until you acknowledge me. And then you just have to be like, okay, that's why I need to learn that. And then you can move forward. And the trick is, you do need to move forward. You need to think, okay, learned it, move it into the future. My number 2 tip, my second tip, is to utilize your energy. So this comes off of clearing your energy, like kind of getting some of that gunk out of there. And utilizing your energy is making sure that you, like, physically are a clear channel for your manifestations to come through. So what I mean by that is, stop fluoride. Don't have any more fluoride. I swear to you, this is like, I think this is the biggest thing for me that really changed it. Was I stopped using fluoride toothpaste, and I stopped putting fluoride in my water. I have a water filter. It's like a gravity one. It's only $200. If you're interested in that, let me know and I'll put a link for it. I love it. It's amazing. And it adds minerals back to the water, because the water here kind of tastes like chlorine. Along with utilizing your energy is eating more plant-based foods, foods that are good for you, drinking lots of water that doesn't have fluoride in it. Like, even if you're drinking spring water, it's better than drinking tap water. Like spring, you can get them in bottles at grocery stores. And you should drink like at least 3 liters, honestly, more probably. And it sounds so weird and it sounds not related, but when you're dehydrated, then you're like, your brain is not functioning properly, your muscles aren't functioning, you're not functioning at your highest capacity just because of water. So if you're like, literally, like, you're like a battery, like, you just got to give it juice. And the more that you can hydrate, the more you'll be able to clear your energy and become a vibrational match, because that is the goal here, is to change your vibration. Like I was mentioning, right now there's a lot of stuff going on where it's easier to be on the same vibration as your desire, basically. And kind of like, as soon as you start to kick into these things that help your energy, the quicker it comes and the quicker you can do other things that benefit your energy. Reiki really helps. I am a Reiki practitioner myself, and I do distance sessions on people, and I find that, it's really good. I find myself, and I've heard it from other people too, that distance sessions can be so much more deep, because you're just like so in their energy. But obviously getting it done in person as well is really beneficial. That was, I think, a huge reason why I got over my past relationship quicker. I utilized Reiki, and I just move that energy around. Stuff can sit on your chakras, and that makes you keep learning the same lesson. And really, you can just get a Reiki session, Google who's around you. If you want distance or you're interested in that, let me know. I'll put info below. But there's lots of people that do it. You don't have to get it from me, but it is really, really beneficial. And again, to utilize your energy to be the match to what you want. So for example, if you're looking for purpose, this is a big one. A lot of people are like, oh, I don't know what to do with my life. And I'm just like floating around. So clearing your energy can bring your sense of purpose back in, especially the more that you drink clean water, because this water, especially if it's alkaline and fluoride free, which is what the $200 one does, it's like, I think it's amazing value. I feel it the filters you have to change maybe once a year, twice a year. But it's $200, I think, is really cheap for this. And it just, that kind of water just allows your DNA to unlock again. We really need water molecules in there, and the more that our DNA unlocks just with energy and just with intention, the quicker we can raise our vibration. And also those DNA activations are just happening to us anyways. It's coming from above, but also you can do it. Something else you can do as well that has to do with energy is just to ask your higher self for some help, and just say, higher self, please assist me in aligning my energy to match the vibration of my desires. That's all you need to say. You could add more if you want, or say something different, but that's a pretty good blanket one. And then you'll find that you'll get small nudges in the right direction. These nudges will feel like random flashes of like, oh, I should go to this store, or I'm gonna write today, or, you know, you'll kind of get like this idea of yourself doing something. For me, I get it like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's kind of like That's So Raven, where it's like a premonition, but it's like a goal that I have, and I just see myself doing it. And then, but it could be something totally unrelated that is kind of related. Like for me, I don't know, maybe it's I need to go and get this certain color of paint so that I can eventually paint this thing, and I'm like, oh my god, I needed this, but I didn't know it at the time, and I just picked it up randomly. Like those are kinds of things where you, if you're thinking like, buy this thing, or go here, or talk to this person and check up on them, you should do it, because that's the time when you're aligned with it, is when you get that message. Like, do it right away. So yeah, once you can kind of clear up your energy a little bit, and let me know if you want me to go into more detail about any of these, and I definitely can, because this is already long enough and I still have one more point to get to. But yeah, your energy is huge. Clear, and then use your energy by, you know, taking care of your body and making sure that it's easy for you to be a vibrational match, because you're a vibrational being. Okay, and finally, this is one, when I tell it to people, they're like, oh my god, that makes so much sense. And it's manifesting from a place of peace. Right now, there's so many people who are panicking, and they're like, oh, but they are not peaceful at all. So if you vibrate up, and if you can get to peace, there's not as many people up there right now, and your manifestations just come fast. You get taken to your goals really easily. And I've just been like, I've been seeing this with so many people. So many people are starting projects, and so many people are having success. So many people are just like attracting people, attracting clients, meeting people, and I don't know, it's like are having breakthroughs, especially like people are doing what they want, and there's just so much potential in the air right now. And I mean, there's always potential, but right now it just feels like we're just so close to it. If we can relax and trust, it's like boom, like right in our face. All we need to do is say what we want. And even saying what you want can be like as simple as please bring me my desires, because you've already asked for them, right? Like it's already up there. And then, you know, just do things that make you feel peaceful. And when you're manifesting and you're getting specific and you're getting frustrated, that's not peaceful, and that's not when it's going to come to you anyways. That honestly is just, I do it myself, and every time after I'm like, ugh, but it's just a waste of time. And I do it all the time. I do it all the time, and then after I'm like, ugh, like if I could have just relaxed and like painted a picture, this would have come way faster. But that's what peace is. It's doing something that makes you just feel good. Like for me, it's meditation. I'm like addicted to meditating. You might hear my boyfriend snore in the background. But when I meditate, I can easily feel like the flow that, you know, I just feel like I'm in my peace boat. And I talked about this analogy in another video. but it feels like I'm just like floating in this like ocean of love. And I love spending time there. That makes me feel really at peace, and the more that I can ground into that, going for runs makes me feel peaceful, because sometimes I'll get like angry and frustrated and I'm like, ah, and I go for a run and I come back and I'm like, Qigong, like doing certain postures, can be really peaceful as well. Grounding, meditating in nature, like if you can just sit beside a tree and close your eyes and do some like a breathing up and down, like that's incredible. Also, what really is peaceful for me, and like I'm gonna keep talking about this because it really worked for me and I just tried it on a limb and it works for other people too, but it sounds weird, is spinning in a circle. And what I do is I spin clockwise. Hear my cat. I spin clockwise, standing up like this, 33 times. And then when I stop, I'm like this, and then I just breathe fully until everything's back to center. And I just heard that it was a good thing to do. I'm not entirely sure what it does, but what I visualize it doing and what I see going on is spinning your Merkabah and kind of grounding it. Because if you don't know what your Merkabah is, it's your energy field, your Taurus, all of it. And it's your vehicle. But it spins, so you have the top pyramid or whatever you call it, and then the bottom pyramid, and one goes one way, one goes the other way. And by spinning, I just feel like it just kind of goes and like grounds the way that you can ground on the earth. I'm not sure if that's exactly what it's doing, but it feels really good. And whenever I do it, I just feel so peaceful after. And it's recommended to do that 3 times. I did it 3 times a day, and 33 times spinning when I like didn't know what was going on in my life, and honestly it helped me so much. It sounds so weird, but you can do it at home, and it's like whatever. But yeah, it's just about like anything that makes you feel good, anything that makes you feel peaceful. For me also, that's listening to Abraham Hicks. I listen to a lot of Abraham Hicks, especially if I'm freaking out. It's just like, Abraham will be up there like, chill out. And I'm like, you're right. And really, that's the answer. The answer is to always chill out. And if you can just, if you need to write something down, like something that you want, what I like to do as well is write on a sheet of paper with a line down the middle. On one side, what I'm going to take care of today, and on the other side, what the universe is going to take care of today for me. And then, I delegate my tasks, and my tasks are usually like eat food, take care of myself, to make a YouTube video, something like that. And then on the universe's side, I got like a lot of stuff. And it's the stuff that I have no idea how to figure out. And honestly, when I do this, I just go, you're going to help me with this. And then I get really peaceful and I feel good. And you know what? That's when those things just happen, and they happen in a way that I would have never planned for. And that's typically what happens with most people, is when you're peaceful and you've already asked for what you want. Because when you're asking for it all the time, you just do, you've asked for it. If you haven't written it down, you're like, oh my God, I don't know if the universe knows. Universe knows. Your thoughts they send out all the time. It's like when you write something, the energy comes off of it, and kind of flows into the air. And that's why, words are very powerful. It's the same thing with your thoughts. They just kind of go off into the air. And yeah, they're out there and they manifest, and it's just a matter of bringing it in to your vibration. And right now, again, like I said, it's happening fast right now. A lot of people are having a lot of success with this, and if you haven't had success with manifesting before and you're frustrated and you didn't know how to try again, definitely try now. I'm also going to include my blog post below from a while ago that is different manifestation techniques based on your learning style. Like, I'm visual, so I do certain things, but other people, when they hear stuff, they really remember, so it's other stuff. If you have no idea how to manifest, it's a pretty good article to read. You get a lot of good ideas in there, because it's time and it's really fun. It's really fun to see your manifestations come to life. And I want to talk more about my personal manifestations, but this video is already 25 minutes long, and that is my top tips on how to utilize the energy right now. I'm really just feeling like clarity, like clear vision. 2020, if you know what you want, if you're feeling good, this is the year to grab it and take it, and to really go for it and just step outside your comfort zone a little bit. You're not going to die. Trust me. You won't die. I've struggled with anxiety, and like I'm step out of my comfort zone all the time, and I'm always like, oh my God, what if I die? And I'm still alive, so it's fine. I've tested it. You'll be fine. And yeah, that's all I have for this video. I will talk to you guys later. I never mentioned this, but if you like my content, subscribe and like this video. If you are thinking of anything and you're like, I wish you would talk about this, comment it. I will definitely do that. I love hearing what you guys want to hear about, because it gives me good ideas, and I feel like I'm actually helping then. So that is all for me. I love you all. Mwah. Good night. See you later.